everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Final Stop with your hosts Lucas and Sam, Season 2, Episode 2. Sorry we missed last week. We were really busy in our personal lives, so it was very hard to get an episode out, but we will make it up to you guys and do technically a double episode today with recaps of both the road course at Daytona and the Homestead race last weekend, both of which were exciting races. And then we'll give you guys later on in the show a preview of this upcoming race at our home track of Vegas. The Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So it's going to be a great episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, let's start. Road course Daytona.
We can start off with the truck race.
Yeah.
They started in the rain, didn't they?
Yes. No.
Or like it rained.
It rained?
Or like sprinkled or something.
No, it poured the hour before, stopped, and they got the majority of the track dry before the race, but it was still wet enough for them to run wets. But so it was.
Yeah, I came home from work and I saw that.
Yeah, it was.
That was a really exciting end of the race.
Oh yeah, that race was amazing from start to finish. I'll be honest, I'm shocked Ben Rhodes was able to out road course Sheldon Creed.
Yeah.
But hey, he did
There was a hell of an effort.
Yeah, he did a great job. The whole race was. I don't want to say it was weird, but like. There wasn't too many yellows. Obviously, there were cars spinning. You know, there was a lot of people first time there, so a lot of people missing the corner, missing the first corner, spinning out in the third corner,
overshooting.
Yeah,
the first turn, like literally everyone.
It was ridiculous, but it was nonetheless it was a great race from everyone. Surprise runs from people in the field.
I could pull up the finish.
Yeah. It should be there we go. Let's see here. Yeah, like Timmy Hill finishing 9th. You know, Christian Eckes ran up front pretty much the whole day.
Kaz Gralla with Young Motorsports.
Oh yeah, Kaz Gralla. But he's a great road course racer. Always has been.
Oh yeah.
John Hunter, who started up front, had an issue. Ran out of fuel at the end of stage 1, I believe, and ended up having to work all the way back to and ended up finishing in the 3rd place.
And also might I highlight Derek Kraus finishing 7th.
Yeah, after the week he had before,
Yeah,
wrecking 4 times.
4 times at Daytona.
At the Oval.
But he made up for it.
Yeah, so kudos to him. And then some other drivers, you know, who never really had a chance. Zane Smith got caught up early in a crash that it's really hard to avoid.
Yeah. It'd be like that.
Yeah, him and Sam Mayer, I think, got in the same crash. Ryan Truex, who was having a solid day. I still don't know what happened with him and Hocevar.
Yeah, that was a really weird.
Yeah, they just look at the camera and all of a sudden Hocevar's in the sand barrier and Truex has got his nose all caved in, and so that was a weird one. And another one who was finally starting to find their groove, Hayley Deegan. She started off in like the mid-30s all race, and then the minute the track dried, she was running up in the top dozen. And then literally, I guess the last stint, she had a flat tire going into the bus stop and just lost it.
That's
so.
Right.
So, bum ending, but she did show that she could race up there. And then one other driver.
She needs to work on consistency.
Yeah, that's what she needs to work on this year. Don't worry about getting, you know, amazing finishes. Just go out and figure out the tracks, and then the next time you come here next year, you can put it to them. And then one other driver who was having a great race and then also got caught up in a crash was Rafael Lessard.
Oh yeah.
He was, I believe, he wasn't top 10 in stage 1. But he won stage 2 mightily and got caught up in a crash.
Yeah.
No, did he get caught up in a crash? Yes, he got caught up in a crash, I think, with Zane Smith. That was on lap 1. That's why he didn't make the top 10. And then he got caught up in somebody else's shit at the end of either at the beginning or middle of stage 3 or the end of stage 3. I don't even remember.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, there it is. 45, 51, 21, and 24.
Okay.
Oh, so he and Zane Smith got involved in the same in 2 separate accidents together. Woo! Oh well, I guess that happens.
I should have watched the highlights before we started this because I don't remember much of the race.
I'm very vague on the details of the race, but I mean it has been 2 weeks. But I mean it was a good race.
All I remember is Ben Rhodes outrunning.
Yeah, that was
Sheldon Creed at the end to take it.
Yeah, that was. I never would have guessed that he would have been able to outrun Sheldon, but
with
he
how
did.
he ran last season, the last 2-3 weeks have been utterly surprising for him. So this is a great start to the year for Ben Rhodes.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then the next race was the Xfinity race at the Daytona road course. Was that one also in rain? No,
I think it ended in rain. I'm not sure.
That was either. It was either. Yes, did it? I don't remember, to be honest. Yeah, this one was also a really good race. Surprise winner, no one saw that coming, was Ty Gibbs.
Yeah.
Getting his first win in his
definitely the shock.
Yeah, first win in his first start, outpacing Austin Cindric, who's probably the best road course racer in the field. Just put him through his paces. Was able to keep up with him, was able to pass him, and was able to just drive away.
Miguel Paludo also made a pretty surprise run, 7th place.
Yeah, top 10 for him. Brandon Brown with on top 10.
Much like the stereotype with JR Motorsports, that number 8 car is the best of the field.
Yeah, no kidding.
About that.
I don't know what happened to Allgaier. Was having a decent day. He got caught up in something, fell to the back. Annette's just same story. Never really was around. And then Gragson. What happened to Gragson? He got caught up in a crash, I believe.
I don't see anything.
I don't remember. He got caught up in something, and it basically killed his day. Yeah, this was a good race too, and obviously, lap 2, Natalie Decker. I hate to joke and I hate to poke fun, but I mean, come on, like.
The hype is over. Now we really got to start evaluating.
Yeah, and
she's been given time.
Yeah,
she's making these decisions.
It's
to take these rides. I don't mean out in the car. I mean I can't really.
Yeah, I mean I know she's driving for the Reum brothers, so it's not really that high profile of a ride. But in the same breath, you should be able to make more than 2 laps.
Ideally. You don't want to go out on lap 3.
Oh, I'm sorry, 3 laps.
Race.
Yeah, it's
that's
yeah.
That ain't good.
Yeah, it was a bad. Oh, it wasn't the Reum brothers. It was just Ryan Sieg car.
But
that's even worse. You have a Sieg car, a Sieg powered car.
I mean, Ryan Sieg finished 27th, so.
Well, to be fair, he was leading on at one point in the very end of the race. Just completely missed the first turn.
All right, I just want to highlight there is probably a talent difference there.
Probably
a stark talent difference because I think
probably.
Ryan Sieg is
there's also an
underrated
experience
driver.
There's also an experience difference.
True.
Ryan Sieg's been doing this.
I mean, this is like her first race in an Xfinity ride, maybe.
So yeah, that's her first race in an Xfinity
first of a
ride.
couple.
So we do have to give her some leniency, but you have to make more than 3 laps. Other drivers that had issues.
There was obviously the controversy.
Yes,
on,
I was
just on the end of
stage 1.
Call it what you will. It's a racing incident gone wrong. They both fought for the same real estate. They both fought for a stage win. They both did what they had to do. They just overdid it. You ask me, anyway.
Yeah.
That's me being the middleman.
Yeah, you ask me. I understand what AJ was trying to do. Looking back on it, he didn't have to do it. He could have pushed him a little bit, but didn't need to put him all the way to the grass or to the apron. But Cindric also has to realize he can go below the apron. This isn't the oval. You're just going to the line. You can pass into the yellow line.
Yeah.
If he starts pushing you, if you start getting...
With the momentum they carried, he would have hit that banking and he would have hooked the car.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Because I have that chicane there, so I don't really think that you have that much momentum to spin out off the banking. But Cindric ended up winning the stage. Allmendinger ended up finishing 35th.
Still running though.
Yeah, but no points.
No big points, but yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Ty Gibbs ends up getting his first win for in the Xfinity Series in his first start, and he's added
an elite couple of drivers now.
Yeah,
him and Kurt Busch now.
Dale Earnhardt. There's a couple other more, but I can't remember.
I just know Kurt Busch because he decided to gloat about it.
Yeah, he always will. And then they added 14 more races to his schedule, so he gets to drive like half the season now, which is good.
A lot better.
Mm-hmm. And then on to the Cup Series race. This was also a really good race. I'm not even gonna point out the funny stuff.
God did Quinn Half a favor and killed his motor, so he didn't have to make a fool of himself at this race. So,
we were poking fun about Natalie Decker, but Quinn Half didn't even make it 3 laps. So
okay, well that's an engine problem. That's something entirely different. I'll give Half the benefit of the doubt on that. That ain't his fault.
It might have been. He might have missed a shift and killed the transmission himself.
Oh, if so, he did the smartest thing he could have ever done. He got out of the way.
Oh, that's funny. Ross Chastain was driving really well before he got
dumped.
I still haven't seen a clear replay of that. I have no idea.
It does not look. I don't think his intention was to dump him. I highly doubt that was even.
I think he pulled the crossover and just hooked him by accident. So
just a really poorly timed move. So.
Yeah, and just destroyed the car. Reddick.
He ain't that kind of guy.
What happened to Reddick? Did he plow in the nose and it just busted an oil line out?
Something like that.
I think that's what happened. He went through the grass.
Yeah.
He went through the grass.
Yeah, he either spun out in the grass or got pushed into it, but it dug in and took off the splitter.
Oh, and it ripped the oil line clean out.
Yeah.
His car was done from there.
Destroyed it.
DiBenedetto, he had a flat tire.
He was having problems.
He ended up having a flat tire, ripped the whole right side off of it. Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch was having a hell of a fucking night, but not as bad as his older brother. Kurt Busch was leading the damn race, missed. Literally, spotter was like, "You have the lead. Hit your marks. Be smooth." Literally, the second after he did that, missed the bootleg. Drove through the grass, spun out, drives back to finish 4th. If we can have like an MVP of just like pure hard driving, it's Kurt Busch this year.
Okay, well hold on to that, because what about Brad Keselowski? The dude spun out and caused like 3 cautions, I think, and he comes back to finish in the top 5. So I think he's a pretty solid contender for that too.
And then the problem, and then you have the guys who were doing good and then just got totally screwed in that last one. William Byron, he was running like 12th or something. Ended up having a flat going into turn 6.
That's right.
And ended up finishing 33rd. Kyle Larson probably was going to win the race and got totally jebaited by Kurt. And turn 6 just overdrove turn 6 and plowed it into the wall. And then Chase Elliott, who probably would have won the whole race.
Elliott just got put in a bad situation.
In turn 6.
In the treacherous.
All 3 of them in turn 6.
Other surprise runs. Chris Buescher was up there for a while.
He finished 11th.
Ryan Preece, want to highlight him again, finished 9th place. His second top 10 of the season for a guy that needs to qualify every race.
Yeah, he has to qualify in every race, doing a damn good job.
A guy who doesn't have a charter is finishing better than about 80% of the cars that do have charters.
And then the driver that finished above him, Michael McDowell.
Another
first lap, had a flat tire. basically just
another MVP, another comeback.
Came back to finish 8th, and then the one in front of him, AJ Allmendinger, driving for Colleague Racing, led 2 laps, and ended up finishing 7th for the team. So just remarkable finishes by those 3 forward.
It's a great race, my God.
And then
of course it was just nothing made the race better than watching Christopher Bell hunt down and pass Joey Logano. It was a clean race, clean pass. Logano didn't do anything dumb, didn't dive bomb him, wanted to overtake him cleanly, but couldn't. And it was a great race all around.
Yeah.
It was such
I'll be honest,
a feat of talent.
I'll be honest, I got a little scared when Bell passed him with 2 to
go. I was waiting for Logano to do something. I was like, hoping that he wouldn't.
Yeah, I was like, oh God, is Logano going to dive bomb it into one and move him out of the way?
I expected him to put the bumper to him.
I did too.
Because it's the final lap.
Yeah,
that was his only shot.
And he didn't. Bell played that first turn perfectly, just drove it in a little bit deeper so Logano couldn't do anything without making it look intentional.
Yeah.
And ended up winning the race. So first career win for Christopher Bell. That's first 2 weeks in the Cup Series. We have first-time winners. Never happened.
First time since 1950.
Yeah.
Like the 3rd or 4th.
That was the second season. So if you want to be technical, I think it's harder to do nowadays back then.
It is. The talent pool is so tight between these drivers.
And the fact that you have 2 people who can get their first career wins like that back to back, who aren't rookies, by the way. Let's just clarify that. They're not rookies.
I mean, hell, Michael McDowell's been racing since like 06, 08.
Yeah.
Something like that. He's been here a while.
Yeah, so glad to see him get a win. Glad to see Christopher Bell get a win. It was a great race. I really hope they keep the road course as the permanent part of the schedule.
I'm pretty sure they will after this race.
I think these first 2 races, you go from the thrills of the Daytona 500 to the exciting road course racing.
I mean, they spent 3 weeks in Florida, which, unless you live there, why would you want to do that?
Yeah. Unless you're racing.
Yeah.
So I think, in my mind, that they should keep the Daytona road course.
Oh, yeah.
And let's be honest. I'll be honest. We need to get rid of one of these Texas races if we haven't already to put in the Auto Club race.
Yeah.
Because Texas doesn't need this many races. I'm sorry, but that track sucks.
Yeah.
Either that or get rid of one of the Pocono. Oh wait, they already did. It's a doubleheader.
Yeah.
So it's one weekend, which that's not bad.
You can't get rid of that.
Yeah, you can't get rid of the doubleheader weekend. What bugs me is they got rid of a Dover race or something. I can't even remember, but we'll figure it out later in the year. But from there, we move on to the Homestead races. Starting, we only had the Xfinity and the Cup last week. So starting off with the Xfinity race, I kind of missed most of the race.
Yeah.
But I kept up with most of it. Like here and there, I watched here and there to keep up with some of it, but yeah, I know Harrison Burton blew a motor. I know Ty Dillon got involved in a crash early on, or midway through. Ty Dillon ended up. I think what happened to Ty Dillon? It says he has a radiator, but did he actually get involved in a crash, or did it just die?
I don't see anything.
I don't see anything either.
So yeah, probably just died on him.
Well, that sucks. And then a bunch of no one. But the story of the race, and we have to make this. Noah Gragson and the Curse of Miami.
Yeah.
This man
can't seem to get it.
I feel bad for him. Okay, I don't feel bad. Oh no, I do feel bad. I don't feel. I'm trying to word this right. I do feel bad for him in the fact that he is having all this. It feels like Dale Sr., but with him at Homestead. Every time he has the lead, every time he's about to win, something rips it from his hands. Instead of Dale having a flat tire, this time a poor David Starr had a flat tire. Which you can't really fault David Starr. He was on the lead lap, fighting to stay on the lead lap. That would have been a big finish for them if they would have finished on the lead lap and just
bad timing.
Just horrible timing. Whether Starr pushed the car too hard or not, I don't know, but just really bad timing. The funny thing is, The funny thing is David Starr still finished on the lead lap, but he finished 21st. That's funny.
Another thing we need to point out is Tyler Reddick, who finished second?
Yeah, he finished second in the race,
but failed post-race inspection, got disqualified.
Yeah, car was too high in the rear.
And that had so much
playoff implications.
Yeah, that impacted the points so heavily.
Mm-hmm.
And that is insane.
Yeah. And then you look at the stages. Really good all the way around. Obviously the stage 1 winner, AJ Allmendinger. Stage 2 winner was Cindric. God, I can't think of names right now. It appears to me that there was only 2 drivers or 3 drivers. 4 drivers. Okay, whatever. There were 4 drivers that finished in the top 10 in both stages, and that was AJ Allmendinger finished first in stage 1 and 8th in stage 2. Oh my God. Noah Gragson, who finished 10th in stage 1 and 3rd in stage 2. You also have Brandon Jones, who finished 7th in stage 1 and is that 5th?
Yeah.
5th in stage 2. And then you have Jeb Burton, who finished 5th in stage 1 and 9th in stage 2. So, great racing all the way around. Jeb Burton's been quite the surprise this year.
Well, I mean, shit, he's in Kaulig Racing.
They but he
have the technology to compete.
He's the only driver, I think, or he's one of 2 drivers in the Xfinity Series to finish in the top 5 first 3 races of the season. I think the only other one to do that is Cindric.
Pretty sure it is.
Yeah, Cindric won Daytona, finished 2nd in the road course, and finished 5th at Homestead. Yeah. Jeb Burton's finished, I think, 3rd, 4th, and 4th. So, good on you.
Consistency is key.
Yeah.
He's just got to keep it up, and he'll be a winner in the Xfinity Series.
Mm-hmm. So, it was great. I think it was a solid race. I mean, yeah, it gets a little strand out and boring. It's tend to be Homestead, but...
That's Homestead for you.
But the Cup race... there was a lot of people that said the Cup race was boring. I did not find it boring whatsoever. Like, for a Homestead race, that was an exciting race.
How do you figure?
Because it was really close racing. You could catch people, you could pass people, you have to do weird dive bombs into the corner to slide up in front of them. You have to pull slide jobs to really pass someone.
True.
The high side wasn't the dominant side until the very late in the race, which is why you see drivers like Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, who are rim riders who ended up at the top of the charts at the end of the day. Willie B.
Yeah.
Did you see that coming?
Coming from 31st place, would have never guessed William Byron would have won this race.
Yeah, he said that his goal after the first stage was to get in the top dozen. At the end of the first stage, he was in the top. He was 5th. 4th. He was 4th after stage 1, and he won stage 2. He came to race, and he led almost half the race. Just remarkable. A couple of other drivers who did really well, or who did extremely well. Brad Keselowski led 47 laps. Martin Truex led 37 laps. But the surprise leader, who led 57 laps, Chris Buescher.
Out of nowhere.
Roush Fenway brought some cars to race with this year. And that, to me, is exciting to see.
And honestly, I just think it's just the natural talent of Chris Buescher. I mean, he was a hell of a racer in the Xfinity Series, and I think he's finally starting to find his groove and hopefully carve his name in the Cup Series.
Well, you remember the old crew chief, Jimmy Fenning, right? Carl Edwards' crew chief. He's been a crew chief for Roush forever. And I think they put him in, like, the vice president of operations of, like he, like, basically oversees all the shops, like, aerodynamic and engine-wise. So I think they're finally starting to put good cars together with his know-how and expertise. Right. So, I mean, Newman finished 7th, and Buescher was up there leading leading races, got caught up in kind of a shitty restart and ended up finishing 19th. But
he won a stage. So
yeah, he won a stage. He's in the top 16 in points. So, I mean, amazing job there. But this race was really weird. This race was really weird because there was a lot of drivers who were good at the beginning that were not good at the end, like Joey Logano. Joey Logano ran up, started second, got the lead early, and then after the halfway...
It's like once the sun started to set, a whole new, like, the tone shifted.
Yeah. Like Denny Hamlin started on pole, basically was nowhere to be found after that. Dropped literally off and was in the 20s.
Because he got sent to the back.
Oh, well, that's right. I forgot about that. But he was nowhere to be found. Kyle Busch basically ran mid-pack from his starting spot all day until like the last 10 laps and then finishes 10th. But I didn't realize this until I saw an Instagram post after the race. Kurt Busch, with 30 some odd laps to go, felt he had a tire going down, or he felt he had a loose wheel. Comes in and pits, falls down a lap, was running about 25th to 27th, earned his lap back by passing the leader. Yellow comes out, so it resets everything. He works his way to finish 8th. Kurt Busch is the driver to beat this year.
Seriously, he's driving like a champion right now.
Oh my gosh, I love the tenacity he has racing this year. It's incredible. And then
He's on a whole different level.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
With Mcdowell finishing in the top 10 again.
And this is a mile and a half. So he earned that.
Yeah, he's finished in the top 10 3 different times on 3 different courses.
Yeah, and the only other driver to do that this year is Kevin Harvick. So, like, put that into perspective. God. Oh, and then another driver who just came out of the woodworks to finish well was Tyler Reddick. After the end of stage 1, Tyler Reddick was 23rd, about to go a lap down. With 10 laps to go, he was 12 seconds behind William Byron. He was 12 seconds. When the race ended, he was 2 seconds behind William Byron.
Jeez. So he almost ran him down.
Yeah. Reddick's going to win a Homestead race one of these days. And then my pick to win the race, my money pick for the race, Kyle Larson, finished 4th. He ran in the top 5 all day.
I knew he was going to do good from the start. This is one of his tracks, his stomping grounds.
I just was not expecting William Byron to just go out and just pace the field like he did.
Absolutely not. I was not expecting.
But I will say this. Good for him. He needs that because everyone's been questioning if he should even be a Hendrick driver. And
to be honest, like before this race, I was actually thinking that like he's been starting poorly. He's been in the back for the most part of the season, in the past couple of weeks thus far. Why did Hendrick hire him? What did they see? And here he is winning a race.
Yeah, and I think it's his crew chief. I think now that he's gotten his old crew chief back, that chemistry is there, and if he can run this well, just wait till he gets to like other tracks where you have to rim ride. Wait till you get to other 1.5 mile racetracks, 2 mile racetracks.
And he's gonna thrive.
Yeah,
he's gonna be right back where he was in the Xfinity series.
Oh God, or even in the truck series when he was out winning 7-8 races, just dominating races left and right. You don't want him to start getting extremely confident because I'm not going to compare him to like Jeff or Jimmy or anything, but if he can go out there and duplicate what he did in the Xfinity series and in the truck series, he could be a champion in the Cup series.
Absolutely.
And with his crew chief in that confidence, that's a dangerous thing to beat. God, I want Kurt Busch to win a race so fucking bad.
Well, I mean, heck, this race is the one to do it. We're coming up on his home track. He won here last year, so who knows, he could repeat.
Yeah, and speaking of which, Las Vegas Motor Speedway this weekend, all 3 series are there. First 1.5 miles for the truck series. What do you expect in terms of the racing?
I think we're going to see a lot of the veterans stand out, really, because this is... I mean, we run on primarily 1.5 mile tracks these days, so that's all they know. So naturally, you're going to see a lot of the higher talents kind of start winning races here.
Okay. Do you see any of the younger talent, let's say like a Chase Purdy, a Hayley Deegan, oh my God, why can't I think of his name? A Chandler Smith, who might surprise, or even like
If I had to like throw any like young guns out that could maybe make a charge at the front, Chandler Smith is definitely one. Christian Eckes in the '98, running part time. We've already seen Sheldon Creed mix it up at the front.
Yeah.
Drivers like Todd Gilliland, Zane Smith, those guys really are the ones that you need to watch for.
Yeah. Okay, because I feel like a lot of the young drivers, now that we're back to a 1.5 mile track, I think they'll feel a little more comfortable.
Yeah, they can finally start to show what they're made
You don't
of.
have to be worried about, oh my gosh, we're restrictor plate racing, or oh my god, I need to remember all the braking points to a road course. It's like, okay, I'm back at turn left, turn left, turn left, turn left, and
you're back to where you were before all this.
Yes, so I think that'll be cool.
Yeah. We may just see that young talent step up.
Okay, so since we're talking about the truck series, the Camping World Truck Series, I need to make this known. Marcus Lemonis, I think I'm saying his name right. I don't know. Basically said, I don't have the tweet pulled up, but basically said, it takes $15,000 or $10,000 to sponsor a race.
For Camping World?
Yeah, for I think just to sponsor a race. I can pull it up really quickly. I have to go to my Instagram feed though, because one of the guys I follow. Is anything posted? No, damn it. Now I have to go find his name. This won't be too bad. Oh, I'm on the. Oh, okay. Marcus Lemonis. $15,000 for a wrap truck. The 15K turns into 25 with the top 10, 35 with the top 5, and 50 with a win instead of 15. Are you in or are you out?
Jesus.
So basically, and you have all these teams that are like, fucking sign me up. Just put my name down.
Wow.
We get 15,000 off the bat no matter what. Let's see. Let's see how many cars are sponsored by Camping World. Right, and for just this weekend alone, let me see. I have to scroll through it. Okay, for just this race alone, the 99 car in the Cup Series, the 02 in the Xfinity, and then in the Truck Series you have the 9, the 3, the 2, 24, 41, 75, 33, and 56 maybe. That's 10 cars, 8 in the trucks alone. There's gonna be some comedy this weekend with that.
Yeah. That's gonna be.
But I think that's cool that he's doing that. He's like, look, you guys need ride, you guys need sponsors. He's giving back to the sport. He's been part of the sport for 13 years now, 12
Something
years
like
now,
that.
12, 13 years now, which is ridiculous.
Been sponsoring the truck series.
So I can't wait to see all the Camping World cars this weekend.
In other news, we just posted about it, the tire testing at COTA.
Oh yeah,
the 3 drivers took part.
Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, and Truex. And as we posted, I know it's just a tire test, but if no one's ever had any laps before, I think all the laps matter in that track.
Get as much experience on that track as you possibly can.
Yeah, because if you know the braking points before anyone else does, it makes racing there a whole lot easier. I mean, simulation testing can help you so much, but on track laps, that's just out and above amazing experience that you can get.
Yeah.
And it's a tire test, so you're obviously not going to push the car 100% because it's not probably tuned to your setup. I mean, you're probably looking for things here and there because you'd be smart enough to do that. But obviously, you're going to probably not push the car. Oh, maybe they did. Maybe they did push the car to its absolute limits. Just because it's a tire test and you want to see how much you can push the car before the tires start eroding. I'm excited for that race. It's the week before. It's the week before Memorial Day. May 23rd is the race.
Oh yeah, that's right.
May 23rd.
It's before Charlotte.
It's before the 600.
That got me concerned. I didn't look at a calendar. I thought that was the Memorial Day race. I was about to say, did they change the?
Oh no! The amount of backlash
that would
have,
make Bill France Sr. turn over.
Yeah, the amount of and Junior. Oh God, Junior would lose his shit.
That'd make everybody turn over.
Yeah, the amount of backlash that you would get for that would be just unprecedented. The 600 has been a Memorial Day race since its inauguration. You can't replace that.
I mean, in a place like Texas, it would
I understand.
kind of fit the same, but still, no.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Especially for a road course.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I love
NASCAR wasn't founded on road courses. It's founded on ovals.
Yeah.
And it will stay on an oval.
Yeah.
Bite me.
Yeah. As much as I enjoy Circuit of the Americas, but there's never been a cup race there, so how can you have... Charlotte's been a part of racing forever. The only other track that precedes... Well, three other tracks that precede Charlotte in history and legacy is Daytona, Darlington, and Martinsville. Those are the only three tracks that I think precede it. Then a close one would have to be Bristol, but...
Or Talladega.
I think Charlotte's higher than Talladega.
Yeah,
I mean, Talladega's great now, but just the So yeah, that tire test is going to be interesting to see how that plays out. They're in almost in 3.5 months. That's the next road course, isn't it?
What?
Is that the next road course? Is there one? No, I think that's the next one. I don't think there's one. I think the brunt of all the road courses are in the middle of the schedule, to be honest. I don't even know the fucking schedule. Yeah, Austin.
The next road course.
Oh, and then Sonoma. Right
Charlotte,
after. Oh my
Sonoma,
God!
Then
You go
Nashville.
from and then Pocono, Road America, Atlanta again. Oh, that's
then the GP track.
Oh my God,
Jesus,
dude! This summer schedule is so good. But yeah, we move on to So that was the truck series. We kind of got a little on a tangent there, but it is what it is. The picks for the Atlanta truck race. Who do you got as your money pick? Excluding Kyle Busch because he's in the race this weekend.
Yeah.
We just looked up the list.
Ain't gonna.
We can't pick Kyle. We know he's gonna win.
That's the quintessential pick. That's the one that everybody picks. Everybody knows Kyle Busch is gonna win the truck race if he enters it.
So we'll nix the Kyle Busch pick for that one.
So Zane Smith.
Zane Smith? Okay, yeah. I can see that.
Honestly.
Didn't he win this race last year? Was it Vegas he won, or was it Kansas he won?
It was Kansas he won, and then I think it might have been Dover
Michigan.
or Atlanta.
He won Michigan.
Oh, Michigan.
He won Michigan and Dover.
Yeah. But I mean, we saw his talent kind of rise late, mid last season, and now he's got a full season, a better car, or a better truck, excuse me, and I think he's got a new kind of frame of mind. Yeah. I think he's gonna go out there and impress.
I could see that. I could see him.
He's kind of had a bad rep lately.
Yeah, the last couple of races kind of didn't go his way.
I think it's about time he turns it around. It's 1.5 miles. Something he's familiar with.
All right, I can see that. I would love to see Zane Smith go out and win the race. Okay, my pick is going to be someone who's been running really well. Notoriously, that truck hasn't been near as good the last few years. Because probably either because it's been the butt end of the garage, or of the team garage, or what. I'm gonna go with the number 4 truck of John Hunter Nemechek. He is got the best truck he's ever been in.
Oh man,
he was great on 1.5 mile racetracks when he drove for his dad.
I think
he's got Cup experience, so he knows how to drive against drivers like Kyle Busch.
And heck, he has Kyle Busch to get pointers from.
Yeah, and Kyle Busch is going to be the race, and so he can learn a thing or two watching his teammate, and then I think he can go out and go toe to toe with his boss. So I think that would be a great pick to have, or a great driver to.
Plus, again, he's just been on fire lately. He's kind of had the momentum going the last couple of weeks with these good finishes. Despite all the odds stacked against him being in the 4 truck.
Oh yeah, no kidding. He had fueling issues at the road course. Got caught up somewhat in a crash in the 500 in the oval race at Daytona, and still ended up finishing in the top 10 in both races. So amazing job. So yeah, we'll see. Who do you have for your underdog pick for this weekend?
Well, we were talking about the young talent making a rise lately, and I'm gonna kind of stake my claim on our local hero, Hayley Deegan, in the number one.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's a good stage for her to kind of go out there and show what she's learned in the, well, what is it, Arkham Menards? I keep wanting to call it Canon.
She was in both.
Okay.
So it's all Arca now. It's
okay. Really?
Yeah, it's now Arca West, Arca East, Arca North, Arca South, Arca Menards.
Jesus, I missed that.
Yeah, Arca basically owns everything that's not a top three.
I think this is about time where she can step up and show her skill, her consistency, ready to do it on an oval. And
in her favor, she did make her first career start at Kansas, so she does have some experience at this cookie cutter racetrack. So who knows? She finished 16th that day in a kind of a subpar Ford. Now that they're basically the only powerhouse Ford team, you know the Ford company is going to be putting all their eggs in that basket right now. So we'll see. David Gilliland is my underdog pick for this weekend. It's basically the same reasoning. Is Chase Purdy, young kid. We're at 1.5 miles, so we're out of the chaoticness that is super speedway racing and road course racing.
Yeah.
I want to see what he can do.
Serenity.
Yeah, I want to see what he can do because I want to see if he's got the knack to compete in the Truck Series. He was good.
GMS is putting him full time, so let's see why they're putting him full time.
Yeah. Let's see why.
I can dig that.
All right, so then we move on from the Truck Series to the Xfinity Series. I feel like the Xfinity Series is going to run a little bit less chaotic than the Truck Series. But overall,
I don't know. The Xfinity Series always kind of gives some exciting races here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I think this might be a good one.
I think it's going to be about
that's definitely worth watching.
Yeah, I think it's going to be about the same, on par with the Homestead race.
Mm-hmm.
Again, but this track you can run all 3 grooves, I believe. All 3 grooves will get you through everything. I don't know. I feel like this one might be a little bit better than the Homestead race, but I think they'll be about the same. You know, it's going to get stretched out a little bit. There's going to be a couple lulls in the action. But I think when you get around to pit stops and doing what you got to do, it's going to get a little exciting. Kyle Busch is not in this race, so fair game.
There's a chance.
There's a chance for other people.
An Xfinity regular is going to win this race, guys.
Yeah. I mean, unless Tyler Reddick for some reason goes out and just wins out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That would be kind of hilarious to see, actually. All right. Well, who do you have for your money pick then? Out of all the Xfinity regulars except Tyler Reddick, who do you have?
Noah Gragson. I got to go with the hometown kid here.
Okay.
I don't know. He got robbed last week, and I think he's even hungrier for it. And this being his home track, I think he's ready to just take it all.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, he definitely.
The house won't win this time.
He definitely needs redemption from last week. I'm gonna have to go with Harrison Burton. He's got 4 wins last year. The team as a whole needed to step up a 1.5 mile program. I know. Brandon Jones got a couple wins last year in a 1.5 mile, but they were more like, oh shit, kind of wins, not like he went out and dominated. So I think Harrison Burton, he led the banner last year. I think he can go out this year and I think he can prove to people that he belongs in a Cup car.
Yeah, I agree.
Which just, hold on. Imagine if you're a Gibbs driver right now that isn't named Christopher Bell. You have Ty Gibbs and you have Harrison Burton, who are both rising through the ranks at a rapid pace. What do you do if you're Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Truex?
At this point, let's hope they haven't figured that out yet.
Hopefully. I'm sure one of them will retire before.
Oh yeah.
Probably. It'll probably be Truex if anything. He's been racing since 2004, so.
You forget their royalty. They win races.
Yeah. I don't know. Kyle Busch almost won a year without winning. That's almost a death sentence in NASCAR.
Anyway.
On to your underdog pick.
Underdog?
Who do you like to make a surprise run at Vegas?
Brett Moffitt.
Okay.
I know his ride is unsponsored. He's driving a blank car, but that doesn't take away from the talent that he's been showing, especially in that low-level car, Our Motorsports. No offense, but they don't have
the resources,
the competitive resources that the rest of these guys do.
Oh yeah, that's.
But he's been putting that car in great places. So, at a mile and a half, especially Vegas, a track that he's been known to run well at in the trucks, I think he can translate that well.
I agree with that one. And to be fair, I know it's Daytona, so it's kind of different, but I have seen unsponsored cars win races. Kurt Busch won one at Daytona with an unsponsored car.
Yeah, he did.
That pink lemonade car for
I like
James
that
Finch.
car. That was a great car.
I do too. I like that car. But anyway, my pick for my underdog pick. I really hate picking this car as an underdog pick because it swept the races last year, but it's because of the driver I am not sure about. And I hate to do this, but Riley Herbst is going to be my underdog pick. Only because the team itself is going to do is a great team. Stuart Haas is great with that car, but I need to see more from Riley.
The problem is that Riley's still improving. He's yet to win a race. He's yet to really find his mark in the Xfinity series. He's still raw talent.
Does he have a truck win?
He might. I don't know.
I don't even know.
Off the top of my head, I can't guess.
Yeah, because I hope he's not like Daniel Hemrick. Like, I'm sorry, Daniel, but I mean, he has no wins in the national series.
I mean, he's still an unproven talent that I'm still hopeful on.
Hemrick?
Yeah. I believe in Hemrick.
I believe in
Hemrick every
too.
single day.
Yeah, I believe in Hemrick.
I've loved him.
And I believe
into the Xfinity series.
And don't get me wrong, I believe in Riley Herbst. I believe in all these drivers, well, most of them. There's a couple of them that I don't believe in. Don't go off. But yeah, I think that now that we're back to the normality that is NASCAR, mile and a half, ovals, I think this is where Riley Herbst needs to just step on it and be like, look, I have to go out and win races.
He's got to prove himself, otherwise he's just going to be another driver that rose through the ranks on his dad's money.
Yeah, no
and
kidding.
You don't want to be known as that kind of driver.
Otherwise, he will be the terrible Herbst.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I had to make that joke. And then let me just point one more thing out to you. And I know that we talked about him earlier, or in a previous episode. But how do you think he's going to do?
I forgot.
I guess he did solid a couple days ago at Homestead. He raced Homestead and did a decent job. Yeah, I need to go back.
I'd have to check the results on that one.
Yeah, I stopped paying attention and didn't even look at where he finished, to be honest. And for those of you who are wondering, he finished 30th. Never mind. Okay. He didn't do good at all. Yeah. He was 2 laps down. To be fair. Yeah, no, we're talking about Santino Ferrucci.
Santino Ferrucci is not
a nice guy.
I don't want to slam him and throw personal shit out there. It's just I don't appreciate the actions he's done out on the track. They've spoken loud enough than anything he can say to try and
then the actions off the track too. Yeah.
He's just some rich kid who got a ride. That's all I really see out of him.
Yeah, hopefully.
Personal opinion.
Yeah, I trust me. It's mine too. I rooted for him, and then I saw that he was really arrogant and really kind of a dick.
Just not the kind of person.
Yeah. Now maybe.
At least.
Well, I'll tell you what. Out of any sport that will humble you, NASCAR will humble your ass in a heartbeat.
Now, bear in mind, those reports about his F2 fiasco with his teammate Arjun Maini, or however the hell you say his last name, I'm sorry. That was
6 years.
3-4 years ago
4
or
years
something
ago.
like that. I don't know. He's had a couple years in IndyCar, and I don't know what that was like. I don't know what the
He
drivers
did okay.
thought of him.
He was with Dale Coyne Racing. He made
Yeah.
some.
He was in Dale Coyne.
He did really good in some races, and he was pretty decent. But he still made a lot of moves that were just extremely aggressive. I remember they were racing at Mid Ohio, and there's one where you come over. You know the one turn that comes a big sweeping turn, then it's a short little.
Yeah, the kink.
Yeah, the short little kink.
Yeah.
He kind of like drifted around the big one and then dove it into the kink, missed the kink, and took out like 3 cars.
I'd have to see a replay of that.
From what I remember, yeah, I think it was like a couple years ago.
I'll probably look that up then to get a better
Yeah.
insight, because I don't know if his behavior has changed or if he's the same spoiled rich kid he was back in F2, but that kind of left a real bad impression of him for me, and at this point I don't really have a lot of respect for him, so I don't root for. He's one of the few drivers I don't root for,
Yeah.
and that I wish would just crash every race.
Yeah.
Not violently, just not be
just-
able to run.
Yeah. Hopefully, but like I said, out of all the sports that humble you, NASCAR will humble you in motorsports
And
than
that's the
anything
thing.
else.
And those and IndyCar and Formula One, they kind of just urge you not to run into the guy, and Formula One especially, and Formula Racing, they don't really encourage fighting because it's supposed to be a gentleman's sport,
Yeah.
which I totally get, 100% understand.
But this isn't.
This is not a gentleman's sport.
This is boys have at
These
it.
guys are not afraid to punch your lights out if you do something stupid to them.
Yeah, and they will get up in your face like.
Moving on from that, we got the Cup race.
Your money pick for this race.
This race, I gotta give it to Logano. The dude's always winning here at Las Vegas,
Or at least
running
yeah,
up
I was
front.
gonna say at least you were in the top 5 or 10. Yeah, I agree with that one. Well,
If you want to win Las Vegas, you got to go through either Logano or Kyle Busch.
And the fact that it's a Pennzoil race, he wants to win.
Yeah.
My money pick is going to be Mr. Mile and a Half Master himself, Martin Truex Jr. 10 mile and a half wins in the last 2 years. I think that's the most in NASCAR.
Sure that is.
I think that's the most in NASCAR.
If you split like the 14 that were won by Harvick and Hamlin.
Yeah. So I think Truex is going to go out and I think he's going to compete with the Penske cars. I think you still got to go through the Penske cars, but I think that Truex will have the leg up on them this week. I think their pit crew, Truex's pit crew, will win them the race this weekend. Underdog pick.
Underdog.
Your underdog pick for this weekend.
My underdog, it's got to be Ryan Preece. I like. He doesn't have a charter.
Yeah.
But he's finished in the top 10 2 of the last 3 races.
It blows my mind that he's able to upset all of these drivers despite having to qualify his way in every race. So I'm not saying that he's going to make another impressive run, but definitely keep your eye on Preece. He is a talented driver.
Yeah, no, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Excuse me again. I'm gonna have to go with Matty D for mine. Matty B, sorry.
Matty D.
D Burrito. I'm going with D Burrito.
There it is.
Sorry, my dyslexia kicked in there for a second. I don't know why. I'm having issues tonight. Honestly, I wanted to go with Michael McDowell, but I just feel like I'm going to give him commentator's curse.
Yeah,
So I'm not
jinx.
picking. I don't want to jinx him. So I'm going to stick with Matt DiBenedetto. He finished second here in the spring race last year. So why not? I mean, you can back to a mile and a half. You can easily lean off of your Penske teammates. And he needs to do something. He's got to...
Teammates.
Yeah, teammates, quote unquote. He needs to do something. He doesn't have a ride next year. He's 33rd in points.
He's got to get a win.
He's
got to do something.
He's got to do something. He doesn't have to get a win. He's not in a must win yet, but he's definitely got to step up. If he does, in my opinion, if he doesn't get a top 10 in the next 3 races, he has to win a race. I think it's just time. I think now that we're back to the normality of racing, Matt DiBenedetto is going to do glorious things. Or he's going to run like he's supposed to. So I can't wait for that. I like Matt. I like
A
DiBarito.
lot of people do.
Well, he's like the fan favorite. Outside of Chase Elliott, he's the fan favorite. You cannot hate Matt DiBenedetto.
Well, that pretty much wraps up the weekend picks.
Any other news that we have? I don't think so.
Well, at the time of recording this video, so far, like, I think 6 F1 teams have unveiled their liveries. Up next, we got Aston Martin, which I am really amped for.
Yeah.
I really want to see what they roll out. They're pushing the vintage racing Aston Martin
I
green.
swear, if it's not vintage racing green,
Oh,
the UK will march.
They will.
The UK will march to Milton Keynes to be like the fuck.
Yeah.
They will slap Lawrence Stroll across the
They
face and be like,
have.
green or nothing.
They have to use that vintage green. They can't stray away from it.
You can't. I'm sorry, but like, vintage Aston Martin green is like the prettiest color on a race car. That means we still have them, Ferrari, Haas, and what other team? Isn't winter testing literally like 2 weeks from now?
Yeah,
A week or two from now?
probably.
Are they doing it at Bahrain this year?
I think so.
Oh, that's neat. Pre-testing.
Yep.
Oh, 12 to
12th of March.
12 to
is
14th.
when it's-
They're at Bahrain this year? That's cool.
Oh, good. They with teams having just 3 days to put their cars through their paces ahead of the first race. Testing will also take place at Bahrain rather than.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
That's really vague as to why. Actually, it's not vague. There's nothing.
I guess it's because it's the season opener, so
Bahrain's the season
yeah,
opener?
rather than just send them
yeah.
all the way out to Spain and then tell them to go to the Middle East, just tell them to go to Bahrain and stay there. Bring the cars.
And just bring spare parts and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. 23 races.
I mean, it's a whole 2 weeks before the
Oh, yeah, so they can
Final
fly.
race.
Yeah. Okay.
before the race. Yeah.
But can't wait for the NASCAR racing this weekend. It's going to be here in Vegas. Wish I was going to the race, but oh well. Then next week they're at Phoenix, and then Bristol Dirt Race.
Yeah.
They're the next 3 races for the
next
NASCAR.
anticipated race.
Yeah, the next 3 races for the NASCAR guys are those 3 tracks. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys follow us on our newly formed Instagram page under the same tag, The Final Stop. It'll be The Final Stop Podcast. Let us know what your guys' opinions are. Let us know who you guys think will win the races this weekend. Yeah, we'll catch you guys on the flip side and at the beginning of next week. Peace.